Hey everyone, Tyson the Subaru Specialist from Subaru Prince George. I have the pleasure of going through the 2025 Subaru Forester Sport with you all. Now this is the crystal black silica, and the Sport of course gets the bronze accents, and I think this is probably my favorite color on the Sport trim. I think it's probably the best looking Forester in the 2025 model year. And for those of you who don't know, full redesign for the 25 model year, updated exterior, interior, updated engine, new Sport trim added. It's less of just a color package, although it is that, but there is a little bit of performance differences in the Sport as well. You can see the front end has definitely changed. Larger, black painted grille. We've got smaller, slightly different angled headlights versus the previous Foresters. And we've got the new style fog lights. And they're quite aggressive when it's dark out. Being out in midday sun's not doing it justice. We've got bronze hexagonal accents in addition to those black accents right there that are also hexagonal. But definitely a flatter, more square front end on the Forester versus the previous. You'll also notice that the hood, the fenders on the hood don't bulge as much, increased visibility. We get these amazing 19-inch bronze painted alloy wheels. I think they look absolutely phenomenal. It ties together with the black. I think it's my favorite color combo and favorite looking Forester in the lineup to date. I obviously haven't seen all the colors in all of the trims, but this is pretty darn nice. I don't think the camera's really doing it justice. Hides the black cladding around the wheel wells and along the bottom very, very well. Give you a little close up. It continues from the front bumper at the bottom and works its way up and around. And we've got functional vents. Mirror caps are black painted, and you've got turn signals integrated in there. We do get these little Easter eggs hidden around. You can see the bird there, there's compass, there's lanterns, lots of cool things Subaru's done. Cladding continues, and like this just came out of the shop, it just got cleaned, it's super shiny, but you've got the bronze accent along the side there. You can almost perfectly see my reflection in there, hey guys. And we get the low profile roof rails that you can get the standard OEM crossbars for. Subaru is bringing those out. You don't have to go with Thule's is what they're selling us. So a little bit more cost effective, but easy to grip. They look good on the Sport. Fuel door, rear passenger side. When the door is unlocked, driver door is unlocked, this is unlocked, you just push to open. Running regular fuel, nothing fancy in that. They moved the symmetrical all-wheel drive badge, and that's up here in bronze. I love the bronze accenting on the black. New style tail lights that wrap around, and you've got more of that hexagonal design language in those tail lights. Continues across. This is a black painted strip on every Forester. You obviously can't tell the difference on the Sport because it's a black car. Continues all the way over. Blacked out Subaru badging and a bronze Sport badge at the rear. We have backup sensors integrated into the rear bumper, and they will actually apply the brakes if it thinks you're going to hit something between speeds of 1 and 15 kilometers an hour. More hexagonal pattern there, and the exhaust is exactly the same thing. Bronze finish there. Now, something that I initially was not a fan of was the power tailgate on this. Now, on the Outback, you just block the logo so long as you've got the key on you. It's a kick gate. So long as the key's on your person, you kick, back up, and it's important the key moves away. It senses the key moving away. If you don't back away, it doesn't open. But with that big boxy square rear end, there's a ton of room in here. Tall, wide, and deep. Privacy cover with the integrated handle. They took that from the Crosstrek design language. Huge fan of that. Way easier than just the little piece of plastic they had to grip before. Easy to retract. This entire thing is easy to remove, and you can tuck it underneath this false floor, which is under this new cargo tray with the topographic map. We've got texture, design on both sides. There's a little Easter egg hidden in there. See if you guys can find that. Play your pause game. How good are you with that? We've got tie downs in each corner, which is really nice. In the Sport, we also get the Harman Kardon audio system, which is a phenomenal audio system. Grocery bag hooks on either side, and a power point, 12-volt power point on the rear driver's side. Now, underneath here, you've got a place to run it across. We've got storage. They're coming with tire bags now, like the old Outbacks did. Super cool. Underneath here, spare tire and tools, which I hope none of you ever need. We've got Subaru up top there. LED cargo light, you can shut it off, or when you close the hatch, it'll close. And to close it, I can do it from the key fob, I can pull down, I can press, I can close and lock. But even with the kick gate, kick motion back up, it beeps 3 times and then comes down. Now this speed is adjustable. You can't change it as an owner. It's something that has to be done with a dealership computer, but you can make it faster, you can make it slower if you're mobility impaired. Great for that. We also have Forester debossed on the rear tailgate. You see that on a lot of things like the F-150s and the Tacomas and the Tundras. Adds a premium look to the Forester. That rear 3/4 view it's excellent. I love it, I think it's great. But the bronze is a huge, huge thing on the Sport, with the black especially. With that tall roofline, you got the Forester, you get a ton of headroom. Headliner is black, which is nice. And you've got a lot of legroom. I actually find, as a bigger guy, I find that the Forester has the most passenger room, even more than an Ascent, in my opinion. And we get the StarTech soft touch all-weather upholstery in the Sport. That is new for this year. It was cloth in the previous. Bronze highlights. So this is the non-perforated soft touch. Super easy to keep clean, very, very durable. We've got easy access to the latch system. You've got a tether to recline the seats on both sides, the 60-40 split. So doing this one-handed is kind of hard. So I pull, and I'm just pushing with my elbow. And you can see it goes back a little bit. And when I pull on this, it goes back. Now I can also fold it. Just pull out on that tether. 60% side has that as well. Go back super easily. Fold down armrest with integrated cup holders. We've got 3 matte back pockets on the backs of both front seats. Vents out of the center console in addition to underneath each front seat facing rearward. Heats up and cools down the second row very, very effectively. Change those. 2 USBs, keep everyone connected on those longer trips. This is textured and designed to be used as a step if you've got something on the roof rails instead of standing on your tire, because the tire sits inside the fender. You're gonna get more of your foot on there. And if I'm standing at the very back here and I go straight up, I'm right at the back of the rack system. So I'll probably be leaning and putting myself off balance, and you know, accidents do happen. Rear door card. This is something I'm a huge fan of. I love the soft touch door card and the soft touch armrest, but I like that they're tying together the interior with the exterior, that bronze. Again, the camera's not doing it justice. Check it out in person if you have the chance. Looks phenomenal. Bottle holders and storage down there. Another little Easter egg there. And if you need it, child locks. Nice solid close. Something I forgot to mention. We do have that little black piece right there, and that's what this extra side impact crash safety bar ties into, locks in, and that's designed to reduce the chance of intrusion into the passenger cab in the event of a side collision. Bigger door cups, easier to fit your hand in door cups. You're less likely to mark up the inside, which, I mean, if you take a look at lots of people's cars, that area is marked up quite a bit. And that's just because you reach in and there's not a lot of room, but bigger door cups, which is nice. Front door card looks very, very similar to that of the rear, other than we've got our front 2 auto power windows. We've got our regular power windows for the rear, window lock, power mirror adjustment, piano black finish around the door handle, a little bit more storage along with the bottle holder, and of course they take another opportunity to let you know about the Harman Kardon audio system. It is a power driver seat, and it's the same seating material, that StarTech soft touch all-weather upholstery up front. These seats are the same seats that you find in a Crosstrek. They're designed to reduce fatigue over longer driving distances. Very, very comfortable. And I actually find this material a little bit more comfortable than cloth or leather. It seems to have a little bit more cushion to it, like the material's softer. So sit in it for yourself and you make that decision. By the driver's left knee, we have the ability to open the rear hatch. We can turn off the kick sensor if for some reason you didn't want that. And we have a scroll wheel for the brightness of the gauges. They've even got the bronze contrast stitching on the dash, ties it all together. Inside, steering wheel has the bronze stitching, and of course the bronze center on the steering wheel, bottom center. Steering wheel is the new style steering wheel. So the left hand side of the steering wheel, we have our Bluetooth and audio controls, accept calls, hang up calls, issue voice commands, or access Google Assistant or Siri if you're using wireless Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Volume toggle. This used to be volume up and down, but that now changes our small little center display that gives us a bunch of different information depending what you want to look at. Source switches from AM to FM to USB to auxiliary. Lots of choices there. Switch between presets. Right hand side, we've got our adaptive cruise and our lane centering. Both of those systems use these 3 black boxes, those color stereo EyeSight cameras, to look for cyclists, road lines, pedestrians, and other vehicles. These 3 cameras are also responsible for automatic emergency braking, which here in BC saves you 10% on your basic insurance. Very, very handy. When you turn on the cruise, you get an image of the Forester, and you can see that there's 3 bars ahead of it, now 4. That is the follow distance behind the vehicle ahead of you that you will follow at if you catch up while using cruise. 4 bars at 100 kilometers an hour is approximately a follow distance of 150 to 180 feet. So good safe distance. You can decrease it by pressing on the down arrow, and it decreases the bars. Press the up arrow, increases the bars. We have lane centering. Above 60 kilometers an hour, if that steering wheel image is on the top right and the cameras can see the road lines, it will illuminate those gray lines, whichever side the cameras can see the lines on, white. And after that, so long as you're going above 60, it actually gives you gentle steering input to help keep you in the center of your lane. It's important to note, it's not hands-free. We're not Tesla. It's actually gonna get mad at you if you have your hands off the wheel for too long. So it's a great aid. You're way less fatigued at the end of a long day of driving while using that. I understand people may not like that initially. I didn't think I would. Road trips is where it shines. Around town, I would say it can be detrimental. We have intelligent and sport sharp drive modes. So intelligent, sport sharp, you can see that pink line is definitely a little bit more aggressive than the blue. Intelligent, sport sharp, and you don't have to be on the move, or sorry, you don't have to be stopped to turn that on. You can do that on the fly. So you're gonna go faster sooner, you're gonna sit at a higher RPMs, you're gonna use more fuel, but it's for more spirited driving. Tap it while you're going out to pass, gives you a little bit of extra oomph. Below that, heated steering wheel, best thing ever. Partial heated steering wheel, not the whole heated steering wheel, it doesn't heat the top, but I don't need that today. Bottom left of the steering column, we've got tilt and telescopic for the steering wheel. So you can suit it to drivers of varying heights, leg and arm lengths. And on the back of the steering wheel, we've got downshift and upshift. We have paddles on the back of the steering wheel. We can manually select our own gears, even with the automatic CVT. Great for downshifting, going down hills. I'm a big fan of it. I use it in my older Outback all the time. We have an 11.6-inch touchscreen, and they've broken it into 3 portions. Top portion, we've got what we're listening to. We have some widgets, which simple as click, and you can choose what you want. If you watched any of my other videos, you'll know I always put the same ones. Weather is part of your satellite radio trial, and we gain access to dual function X mode, which is like 4 low in a pickup, only works up to 40 kilometers an hour. It's for the off-road rough terrain slogging, and you have to be going under 20 kilometers an hour to engage it. Snow dirt mode, you get a little rough terrain icon and the downhill descent control icon. Deep snow and mud also deactivates traction control and allows you to spin your tires to chew yourself out of that situation. If you exceed 40 kilometers an hour, it just kicks out, goes back to regular all-wheel drive, which is very, very efficient. Main portion of the screen, volume and tuning knobs, physical buttons, and then we have radio, media, and phone. Those are fairly self-explanatory. Media is anything that's not in the car, Bluetooth, USB, auxiliary, any inputs from outside the vehicle itself. Radio is AM, FM, SXM, and then phone is where we hook up our phones for Bluetooth. Also allows you to connect to wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Under apps, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. You gain access to the My Subaru app after the vehicle is registered in your name. Send you setup emails. Doubles up on the My Subaru app access. Car info will give you driving statistics. You can set maintenance reminders. You can turn off the display. There's a second screen. Valet mode, auto vehicle hold is a brake holder, and they double up with the AVH right there. It's a brake holder for construction, drive-through, rush hour traffic. Vehicle dynamics control is traction control, and you can add additional shortcuts should you wish. If there's an area in the settings you go too often, you just want a single click, you can do that. Home button always takes you here. Just to the right of that, we've got a lot more of that hexagonal texture on the dash. I love the look. I think that it ties everything together, the outside, the inside. We've got the little bronze accent here. Throughout the cab, it's very, very well put together, synced up. And actually, speaking of that, if we look around, visibility is improved over the previous gen Forester. They really have increased the size of those third windows at the rear. But visibility, virtually 0 blind spots. They're awesome. Below the main portion, we've got the home button, the open envelope. You can turn off the auto start stop, just a click of a button. When you turn it off, orange light pops up there. Pretty much everything in orange on Subaru's dash means something is disabled or caution. We can go into vehicle, we can change vehicle controls, the cruise control acceleration, how fast you get back to speed after you've slowed down. You can turn off the steering responsive headlights if you're not a fan. Driving assistance, you can change settings, and then you can change it to miles per hour, the digital speedometer to miles per hour if you travel into the US. We can hook up additional phones, 5 phones in total. You can set driver profiles, and then the bottom portion, we've got our climate control, so it kind of extends from here down. We've got our heated mirrors, back window, and windshield where the wipers sit. It is dual zone. Physical buttons goes up and down in 0.5 degree increments, or if we click the screen, we can click, we can drag, we can sync it back to driver controlled, which we're going to do. Control where you want your airflow, if you want recirc, AC, max AC. When you do max AC, it automatically turns up the fan. Big fan strength buttons, hard to miss. You can have the climate just focus the front with the all, or you can have it focus the entire cab. If you've got passengers, that's advisable, or pets. Heated seats, 3 stages for both the driver and passenger. You can turn it down 1 click at a time, or if you just want it off, press and hold a second, let go. Easy to use. Below that, we've got 2 USBs, USB A and C, an auxiliary input, and then we get a 10-watt wireless charger. It's a fast charger. If you don't want it charging, turn it off. But your phone is going to get warm using that. That's normal. That's to be expected. We've got soft touch on the center console here. Rest your leg against, it's not going to hurt. I do really like what they've done with the center console. I think it's a lot more ergonomic. Actually, speaking of ergonomics, this shifter, this gear selector, drive selector, it fits perfectly in my hand. I love this. I think it's a great design. Manual mode, pull towards yourself. That's where you use the paddles to move up and down in gears. When you put it in reverse, and I didn't show you guys this earlier, backup camera automatically pops up, rear assist braking's on, parking sensors on. I can clean the backup camera by twisting and holding this end of the wiper stalk towards myself. I'm not going to do that because it's so clean and I don't want to spray washer fluid all down the back of it right now. Also, synthetic shifter boot, has the same bronze stitching as the seats. We've got our park brake, you pull up to activate, foot on the brake and push down to deactivate, offset cup holders, and we've got a 12-volt power point. Behind that, little rubberized storage area, soft touch armrest, and the storage in this is actually quite deep. No power points in there, but there's a place to run cords through if you put like a power bank or something in there. Up top, my favorite feature ever in any vehicle, regardless of if it's a car, SUV, or truck, auto dimming rearview mirror. No switch to flick, it just automatically dims on a light sensor if someone's behind you. You can hook up to 3 separate garage doors to your mirror with the HomeLink system, so you don't have to carry an opener with you. There's an integrated compass. Up top, we've got our LED map lights. SOS and roadside assistance are part of your 3-year trial to the My Subaru connected services you get with most new Subarus. And we have our sunroof control there. And it is the panoramic one, manual shade. If you open the glass, it will drag the shade back with you. It extends far into the second row, and it's cooking out there, so I'm gonna close that. And something I forgot to mention, just realized, blind spot detection. So we've got the little nub on the side of the mirror, and it looks like this, orange, very, very faint orange right now because of the sun and the glare, but it illuminates orange on the corresponding side when someone's in your blind spot or is going to be in your blind spot on the corresponding side. Not an excuse not to shoulder check, but it is fantastic, a great aid. Leave that running, go back to home, give you guys that quick walk around at the end here. So this is the 2025 Subaru Forester Sport in the crystal black silica with those bronze accents. Powered by a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder boxer engine producing 180 horsepower. It's a lot peppier than people expect it to be, especially when you throw it in sport sharp. 8.7 inches of minimum ground clearance. And this does have different suspension than the standard Foresters. I can't remember the name off the top of my head and I don't want to butcher it, so I'm going to put the brand of it in the video description below. Yeah, I think it's the best looking color combo on any of the Foresters that I've seen thus far. So thank you for sticking with me and watching my quick walkthrough of the 2025 Subaru Forester Sport in the crystal black silica. I'm Tyson, the Subaru specialist from Subaru Prince George. If you guys have any questions about this car behind me, any of the tech in it, any of the features, please put them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you're in British Columbia looking for a Subaru or willing to make the trip to British Columbia, please reach out to me directly. I would love to help you find your perfect Subaru. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll talk soon.